Hello everybody. As probably noticed, we're starting our new channel, and where I will try to present you information that is available. As I mentioned in my previous video, that all information is available right now in this moment because universe is open. So every information is here, it's available, and there are no secrets in this world. And today I decided to make recording of this video, trying to explain you on the facts that are available to you, to public, that's open, which confirm that this current virus called COVID-19 is the greatest scam of 21st century. So I will try to explain you why. And right, okay. So my name is Andrew Rubin, and we will start. So first, number one, which confirms that this is scam, is fiddling with numbers and figures. Numbers of figures, people who died because of this virus. It's okay, and people as well says, oh, there's so many people died. Right, okay. So in order to see this, it's very simple for everybody to get numbers of people, let's say any country, let's say UK, US, whatever. A number of people who died each month, let's say for last 3 years or 5 years, as many years you will get data from, as would be easier for you to see this picture. So let's say for 5 years. Let's look at that. Let's say January, February, March, for last 5 years. So each month, look how many people died from each illness. Say flu, heart disease, pneumonia, and so on. There are so many sicknesses. There are thousands of illnesses, sicknesses exist, and those numbers of people who died from those illnesses, they are available, and per month, just look at that, and then you see the total number of people, and take that number for, let's say, January 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, yeah, and then February, the same numbers, and March, 3 months for each month. And then compare those numbers with the same January, February, March 2020. And you will see that surprisingly, but you will see the clear picture. So if you will see that, let's say for last 5 years, that number was very much like stable, very much the same in average. Yeah. As well, you need to look at the in comparison with the population, because if population grows, then the number, of course, would grow, but the percentage will be very much the same. And all the doctors, they know this. And then compare with January, February, March this year. And if you would see that the death from other illnesses, flu, heart disease, pneumonia, hepatitis, and so on, if those figures, death from this from those illnesses, they are significantly lower than for the previous, let's say, 5 years. That is nonsense. Says, okay, why would that figure would be lower? And this is called a fiddling with numbers. And every let's say accountant, every person, it's not secret, knows that if there is a fiddling with numbers, this is called a scam. Because in this way, this virus is a saver, because it cures all other sicknesses, which is nonsense. Yeah? So if you will see the picture which indicates that the same number of people this year is dying, the same as for last 5 years, average, let's say, average, the same, let's say percentage, the same, but suddenly another spike of death comes in addition to those numbers. They will say, yes, this is a genuine problem and we need to solve this. But not when those numbers are dropped significantly lower, and then suddenly this virus comes and then says, okay, but the total number is very much the same. So this is a first indication that this is a scam, because it was fiddling with numbers of dead people who died, they call, from this virus. Number two, evidence that this is a scam is creating panic. Because I will try to explain you why. Because panic directly relates with fear. Fear directly relates with damaging human immune system. It's not a secret. Ask doctors, ask specialists, they will confirm you this. So basically, creating panic directly relates to damaging human immune system, and therefore people get sick. So not virus kills, but panic kills. Fear kills. And that is why in all times, if people wanted to solve the problem, if they see the problem, okay, there is a virus, there is a sickness, whatever, so okay, we need to deal with this. We need to solve this problem. So then they are trying to reduce that level of fear, doing completely opposite. So if there are some people who are dying, the governments would try to do it quietly, for example, to bury them at night, that nobody would see them. So instead of that, we see clear the opposite picture. Picture when, especially, and that picture was sent all around. I think every media would show that picture. At the daytime, in the middle of the day, probably everybody saw this, yeah, that the military trucks, huge number of them, and they moving the coffins with the bodies, so dead people of that coronavirus through the center of the town in Italy. So that is a clear indication that the goal was to create panic. And why the why why the panic is a purpose. Creation of panic is a purpose. Basically, creation of panic is a purpose that people get sick, because that would damage the immune system. So how it works? If there is no panic, then if somebody has some sort of feeling that, oh, I feel not well, I have like maybe temperature or some cough, and but if everybody is quiet, I say, all right, okay, I got the same, very similar, because springtime, and yeah, it's a seasonal illness. Okay, we will get some treatment. We will improve our immune system like this. But if the panic is created, if the media shows that there are so many dead people, so the meaning is that if you got something and the symptoms are, you have a cough, you have temperature, so the result of that will be like this. You could be dead, because there are so many thousands of people that are dying because of that. So then, if person is not sick, he feels, yes, okay, some symptoms, but he or she is not sick yet. But that panic, through human brain behavior, would get that person sick because of that panic. So I'm saying that not the virus which kills, but the panic kills. And that is why the creation of panic is very obvious, and this is a strong indication that this is a scam. Another thing is, relates directly to panic, is all the doctors they know, it's called effect placebo. So what that means is, if somebody is ill, have some sickness, comes to the doctor and says, oh, I want to have a cure from that, and doctor doesn't have a cure, especially for this sickness. So what he does, he gives some medicine, says, oh, this is what special medicine for you, and inside there is a pure water, nothing more, nothing, only just water. And but he says to that person that, oh, this is a special developed medicine that that helps to your particular problem, and that works. 100% people successfully recovered from that illness, and that's it. So the person comes back home and starts using this treatment, a new medicine, and suddenly he starts feeling much more better. He comes back and says, oh, doctor, this is amazing. I start feeling much more better. There is no more illness at all. I like as well, if I will be sick with the same, I would like to use the same medicine. It's called placebo. And I will tell you that it works in opposite way. And in opposite way it works if people have no sicknesses whatsoever, some minor things, maybe even not necessary to have any of them, but because the picture is, oh, there are so many people are dying, oh, there are thousands of dying, then person, it's natural, start worry about that, because this is his life. If they are dying, it might affect me, because they can pass to me and so on. And if that person start feeling something, some maybe coughing, something, he wouldn't think that this is a seasonal thing. He wouldn't think that, oh, this is because his immune system is low level, because it comes springtime, we went through the winter, and it was no much like sunshine, and this is definitely that stuff because so many thousands of people around, that's what media shows, dying. And that would actually creates that fear, and that creates that sickness. So people, because of that fear, which comes again through the brain of that person, and the brain controls human body, whatever comes inside, whatever immune system is, the level of immune system is controlled by the brain. If there is a fear, the level decreases because immune system is not fighting anymore with viruses around, but it worries about the surviving of the human body. So that's why the level decreases. So second thing is panic. Panic kills, not virus. Number three indication that this is a scam is methods. Those methods that used for fighting with the virus. So instead of, let's start with this one. The methods are used that the viruses are coming to people. So we need to fight that they will not come to us. This is nonsense. Because all doctors know that there are thousands of different viruses around. And more viruses, in fact, inside the mouth of every person. But the quantity of those viruses are so little. And because the immune system is the best protector of human body, the immune system does not allow any viruses to get inside, to affect the human body. All doctors know this human immune system is the best protection of human body. Yeah. So it's not the virus would come, it's only how the body will protect from that virus. But the method we use completely opposite. So what they say that lock down people. So by doing that, they're doing opposite, not curing the people, not preventing the death. They're actually creating the death. Why? I will explain you in simple words. Because now it's a springtime. Now we have more sunshine. We have more nice days. So if let's say somebody would take care of people, that person would say, no, you need to improve your immune system. You need to go outside. You need to spend more time being outside. Enjoy the sun. Enjoy this nice weather. Because with the sun you will get so-called vitamin D, which improves your immune system and will help you to fight with any viruses whatsoever. Not even with this particular one, but with thousands of different viruses. So instead of that, people are told, lock down, stay inside. Why? What's the reason? Oh, not spreading virus. Excuse me, but again, it's not the virus, it's the immune system of humans. Because they have to be healthy. It doesn't matter what is around them. And so they lock down. Even they come to such a nonsense when they say that, oh, people cannot drive their cars. What is that? Social distances? Yeah, I'm inside my car driving. Oh, but you will need to have some petrol. You will come to the petrol station. And what? Petrol station, there are no people right now. You come to the pump, petrol pump, you fill petrol, you put your card inside the pump, you pay for that and you drive. So what's the problem with that? There is no problem with social distances. Problem of driving? Excuse me, how that related to the virus? There is no explanation. Only like blindly saving lives, all these like zombies, for zombies. They think that people don't have their own brain. Huh. Some people, they just don't want to use it. This is their choice. So the method that I used of locking down, it works completely opposite. Some people were saying even, no, but vitamin D, you can get supplements, the vitamin D supplements. It's a nonsense. It's available. It's naturally available to you all around. So instead of enjoying the sun, going outside, enjoying this beautiful, beautiful weather, nice days, enjoying this world, instead of enjoyment, you have like a dull lockdown, imprisonment. It's a pure imprisonment. That's what very often the courts, they order the people to be locked down. But here, there is no court order. People were just locked down. So the method, so the third number which indicates it's just scam, the method that was used and for deal with this. Number 4, this is a scam. I will try to explain you. And not all the people are actually affected by that fear. Even that it's around all media. Number 1 news, they say news in the media is spreading the panic. But not all people, they're affected that panic. Some of them, they're still using their own brain. That's why they look at this as a nonsense. So because of that, they don't get sick. They don't get sick because the fear does not damage their immune system, and they can withstand, and they don't get sick with that virus. And but this is a problem because not all people got sick. But how to solve this problem? Oh, they need to damage human system, immune system of those people who didn't get sick. So what they say, how to damage it? So okay, oh, we need to use vaccine. We need to vaccinate them. Why? Oh, because they can spread the virus. Excuse me. Number 1 question is, all the doctors, they know that coronaviruses, they mutate constantly. So there is no cure, there is no vaccine from something which changes all the time. So the virus that was 1 hour ago now is different. So vaccine does not work. So but the real purpose of the vaccine is not to cure, not to deal with the virus, but to damage the human immune system. How? Because, again, all doctors, they probably know this. In order for vaccine to have a reaction in the body, it needs to be present there some part of poison. So poison would react the human body, and through this reaction it will start generating something. So the poison should be injected in human body. And probably you noticed, who got some vaccination, that very soon after you would get vaccinated, you would have reaction, increase the temperature and some fever sometimes. So it's a human body's reaction. Some of them, they're very severe. because the poison basically injects in the human body. Sometimes when it's very severe, some very severe, let's say, illnesses, so this vaccine is not as bad as those illnesses. But it's not like approach that should be taken. So every doctor knows that every vaccine damages human immune system. And by doing that, especially when there is a virus, that improves the way how virus would affect this person, basically making more people to get sick through the vaccination, which again is nonsense, because again against coronavirus there is no vaccination. Doctors even know this. So this is number 4, saying this is a scam, promoting that vaccination. And number 5, showing that this is a biggest scam, is the methods, the test methods that they used. Again, all doctors that look at the tests, they will say, okay, yes, the best method that is used currently is called PCR. So basically what is, it's called RT-PCR. Yeah. Reverse, all this. You can have a look, it's available. So basically what it does, it takes a sample, a tissue sample, and then it accelerates, amplifies. Basically, it's, the goal is to amplify the signal from this tissue to grow more materials. And by doing that, then they filter it, and then they say, oh, this is a, if they're looking at called RNA. Yeah, we have DNA, we have RNA. So if they would see RNA, they say, oh, this is a indication, a clear indication that this is a virus. The virus is there. Person is infected with virus. So first thing is, again, people who use that method know that the error is huge. But they say, no, this is the best at this time method they have. And why it has a big error? Because it goes on multiplication. And multiplication depends on the initial, called signal to noise level. So if there are a lot of different materials present in the tissue, acceleration would increase all the materials. And then they look at the RNA. But currently, okay, we say, okay, we don't look at the error, and that it's very, very not accurate. It's completely opposite from that. But what we are saying right now, they're looking at RNA. Yeah? And presence of RNA, they're saying that indication of the virus. Okay, but they don't look at other parts. So when they take a tissue, they take everything, whatever is in that tissue, in that sample. But the body has another particles called exosomes. And those particles, they are generated by human body. So it doesn't come from the virus, it's generated by human body. So basically all humans, they generate those particles for some reasons, some conditions. And people, doctors, they don't know much about those particles, they admit that. But the thing is, those particles, they have RNA as well. But what specialists saying that, well, we look at the RNA sequence, but because RNA sequences of those exosomes, because there are different types of them, they don't have much information, then they just look at the RNA. But again, because those particles, exosomes, they have RNA, how you would filter and say that it's not because of them, not because of those particles, which again, which are generated by human body, but they say, no, we only, if we have a signal of RNA, we say this is a virus. But this could be directly related to those particles, which have nothing to do with the virus. So, and then doctors, they confuse us, oh, no, we have only this method. So this is scam because it does not give indication of the virus. And so I presented you the 5 things. You can check them, available. And what I'm saying, if first strong thing, the panic. The panic is indication number 1 that somebody wants you to get sick, because fear damages. Fear controls people. And what I'm saying, I'm asking you to use your own brain, your own capability to think, because this is your life. It doesn't matter who is saying what. Some guidances, some advices. No. This is your life and you're responsible how you would live your life. How you will be healthy or not. And it's you know, the nature created people with everything provided to them. And what I was saying, I was just mentioning you 5 things, but there are more and more and more I can explain you. This is the greatest scam of 21st century, which again directly relates to the businesses, the closing down businesses, and for no reason whatsoever. And they're saying that social distances, all this, but I just explained right now that instead of improving human immune system and protecting people from getting sick, they do absolutely opposite. Any questions, please ask me. And yeah, if you want to know more, if let's say you want to think yourself, and yeah, write down and subscribe if you want to the channel. But again, this new channel for people who are capable of thinking and who wants to be responsible for their lives and for lives of their families, their children, and not just blindly follow some advices of people who are not specialists at all. Politicians are not specialists, at all. So be responsible for your own life, because this is your life. And thank you very much, and enjoy every single moment of this beautiful life. Thank you. Bye.